All right, Shalom. All praises goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Akak Quadash. Double honors goes to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much love and peace and blessings goes out to all the hopeful elect brothers that are teaching the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So basically, this is going to be a lesson. I'm going to title this CERN equals Cernunnos, because you had a few different brothers that did videos on this topic dealing with a message that came out of CERN, which CERN, by the way, is a device that was built in Europe that manipulates the elements in order to produce portals, right? Because it's built in the shape of a circle. And most portals, when you see them on games, are circles. And that's somewhat of a covert explanation of what it's about, because overtly what they tell people is this for science, they're researching, but no, these Edomites, these nations are looking to open portals to speak with spirits and demons and the gods which they worship. And the evidence behind this is what this thing is actually called CERN. And CERN is a portion of the English translation of the name for a Celtic god Cernunnos, which was a horned god, a Druidic god that's basically Satan. It is basically the Druid version of the Baphomet, because it's a horned god. It deals with pederasty and dual genders, right? Because that's basically the top god of this world, which is Baphomet, and CERN is the different version of the Baphomet. So this is, the message which they received, the elites and the people working at CERN, was one Hebrew word, and it's tekol, right? And Daniel 5 and 25 actually deals with this topic, so I'm going to read a bit of it. It says, and this is the writing that was written, Mene, Mene, Tekel, Eparsin. This is their interpretation of the thing. Mene, the Most High hath numbered thy kingdom and finished it. And this is this is the time we're living in. That's why the message which those people working at CERN received it, because look, the Most High has numbered the kingdom of the so-called white man, which is the Edomites according to the Bible, and the wicked according to the Bible. And it's finished. His kingdom is finished. It says, Tekel, thou art weighed in the balance and are found wanting. And the reason behind this is because Esau's lack of morality. He's every person and kingdom and king and everyone that sits on the face of the earth is weighed in the balance, because the angels give report of what happens on the earth to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has measured that the so-called white man is wicked, therefore his kingdom needs to be upended. It says, and are found wanting. Thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians, right? And we know this pursues to the ancient Babylonian kingdom, but as it relates to the kingdom of the modern Babylonians, which is Esau, Edom, these Edomites, their kingdom is going to be translated to Jacob, all right? So that's the whole reason why they found that message of Tekel, because this is the time of the end of the kingdom of these Edomites, all right? It says, then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck and made a proclamation concerning him, that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. And that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain, and Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. So that very same night, the kingdom of the Babylonians was ended. Their rulership was cut off. And that's exactly the time period we're living in. We're very close to the end of these so-called white people, man. So I'm going to skip to this video, right, which explains, like, the occult meanings behind, because what's pushed to the world is that, this is a secular society. A lot of these projects, research and development, and even, music and different things they push in the media, or different things the so-called white man and his government structure put their hands to. They say it was for the better good of society. It's for, entertainment. But no, these are forms and avenues which these people use to worship Satan. One of the examples is CERN, because CERN is basically center for demonic worship, where they use these energies to open portals and speak to these other beings, right? So I want to skip on this video and show you what this is about.
He is often depicted with CERN is an abbreviated title for an ancient Celtic deity called Cernunnos. Cernunnos, whose name means horned one, is thought to be the god of death and rebirth and the lord of the underworld. He is often depicted with rings or torques around his stag-like horns or in his hands, which may symbolize the circle of destruction and restoration that he represents. To further concretize this idea, Cernunnos is also depicted with a ring in one hand and a snake in the other. Because of the cycle by which it sheds its skin, the snake has ever been a mystical motif of death and rebirth, destruction and restoration. In a reversed esoteric adaptation, the rings of the Large Hadron Collider could be representative of the rings of Cernunnos, and, by further associative interpretation, may very well reveal CERN's prime esoteric objective. I believe it does, and will address it at the end of this analysis. I understand that drawing correlations between the acronym of CERN and deities from the ancient world may seem too forced and tenuous for critical minds, and I might be inclined to agree, if CERN had not evoked such correlations first. Rather than distance themselves from associations with arcane pagan deities, the directors of CERN welcomed and even celebrated the placement of a very unscientific icon in the courtyard of their main facilities. On the 18th of June 2004, a 2-meter-high statue, bequeathed by the representatives of India's Department of Atomic Energy, was ceremoniously unveiled at CERN. It was a statue of the Hindu god Shiva, engaged in the Nataraja, the cosmic dance of destruction. Shiva is one of 3 members of the Trimurti, the Hindu Trinity, in which the cosmic functions of creation, preservation, and destruction are personified in the forms of Brahma the Creator, Vishnu the Preserver, and Shiva the Destroyer, who is also known as the Transformer. It is important to understand that in Hindu mythology, Lord Shiva destroys the world in order to renew, restore, and reconstitute it.
So there you have it, man. These energies Esau is tapping into is demonic energies, so they can what? Destroy the world and bring their new world order. Because they believe in the destruction of the old to bring birth to the new. That's a philosophy. It's an ancient philosophy, and they're following that model in order to complete, solidify what they're doing right now. That's why you got COVID being released, which was released from these elites, through their, different agents. But yeah, this shit is just idol worship, and that's what people got to understand, is that the so-called white man, he is a demon. He's the devil, and his object is to satisfy these different gods that he worships in order to bring what he calls a new world order, which will be total control, domination, and him being in this godlike status with, technology and what is it called? Biotechnology. We can upgrade his organs and eyesight and strength in order to be somewhat of a superhero, a quote-unquote superhuman. That's what he believes. He wants to be a new god, but it's through the worship of these satanic gods that he worship, man. So this is Genesis chapter 40. Let's see. Chapter 40, chapter 28, verse 11. Verse 10, it says, And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he lighted upon a certain place, and tarried there all night because the sun was set. He took stones, and he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows, and lay down in that place for his sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder was set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven, and behold, the angels of the Most High ascended and descended on it. So therein you have it. In Jacob's dream, he's seen what? Portals. He's seen a connection between this dimension to the next. And when it means the heavens, it doesn't mean the sky. It's talking about what? The fourth dimension. In other words, the third heaven, where the Most High sits, right? And within the Most High's realm, you have angels and demons, because demons don't exist, you know, in hell, because there's no such thing as hell, which is under the earth or any other plane of existence where people burn forever and there's just demons there. No, in the fourth dimension, you know, there is the Most High, and angels and demons, you know, shift between this reality and the next, and they can manifest and communicate with you. And that's have since ancient times what these heathens have worshipped and they communicate with in different ways. And today, in a modern sense, Esau, he does this through child sacrifice. He does this through allowing abominable acts to take place with human beings, right? Because when you are, let's just say, for example, a kleptomaniac. Let's say you're obsessed with stealing. Esau allows this kind of behavior on most cases, even when it comes to homosexuality, because someone that's doing these acts that are clearly against the Most High, their spirit, their body is an open tunnel for demons. You see what I'm saying? So, just in the case of CERN, Esau is trying to, you know, get even more powerful connections with you know, these demonic entities, man. You know. So this is Psalm chapter 96, verse 5. It says, "For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens." You see, and that's what these nations worship. That's why you had this statue of what was it, Shiva, that was sent to, you know, the area in which CERN was. You know, the grounds of CERN. Because that's what they worship. That's what they're about. That's what they call upon to, you know, invoke what they call science to get enlightened, you know, towards their evil tasks, man. Because what? They don't communicate with Yahweh by Shem Shai. And likewise, you know, in righteousness, for righteous brothers that, you know, deal with the Holy Spirit, when you're practicing in, you know, your prayers and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to your best ability, you're allowing that connection between the Most High and yourself, because there are angels ministering unto us. There are angels that come and record our acts, and they help and assist us. You know, they keep your car running, for example. You know, and stuff of that nature. But Esau is the other nations, they were given over to idols. The Yahweh Shem Shai is not dealing with them directly. So there are evil angels that are tasked to communicate and you know, control the minds of the heathen nations, man. Hey, even sometimes righteous angels take control of them. But the thing is, the Most High is not dealing with them. You know, so when they seek to have counsel of the Most High of themselves, they have to go through an Israelite, or they do the demonic worship. You know, so this is Psalm Isaiah chapter 19, verse 3. It says, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof." And the spirit of Egypt has failed. Egypt, New Egypt is America, you know, because it's not talking about, you know, ancient Egypt. Even because, you know, America funnels, you know, those ideas from ancient Egypt, like the gods and the culture of ancient Egypt, in a sense, to, you know, just to have what you see today. But that spirit is failing, you know, and this is what he does to get that spirit back. It says, I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. So CERN is just a way of seeking to the familiar spirits, man. That's all that is. Because look at this. CERN. This is Esau seeking to the wizards and familiar spirits. This is the different version of the Baphomet, man. That's all this is. You know, that's all this is. So, uh, Lord's will, this was edifying to you, Akim. All praise goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And look, this show you, even though Esau is counseling with these demons, the demons are showing them that it's over. Shalom.